Students, we already have discussed about mass defect, binding energy, and binding energy is equal to delta M into C square. We have one problem now. You should calculate binding energy. So we will be using this relation, and you can use this relation 1 AMU. One atomic mass unit is also represented with U. This is equal to 931.5 million electron volt divided by C square. This is one more relation you can use. So wherever one AMU or one U is it indicated, it means that U is one AMU, and that one AMU can be, one AMU is actually mass. It can be converted into energy by just multiplying it with 931.5 divided by C square, and you will get it in million electron volt. You have one problem. In this, you are asked to find out binding energy of iron. Atomic number is equal to 26. Mass number is equal to 56. Actual mass of the nucleus XZA is equal to 55.9349 AMU, and mass of one proton, because hydrogen itself is one proton, the mass of the proton is 1.00783 AMU. Mass of one neutron is equal to 1.00876 AMU. Now you should, in order to find out binding energy, you should first calculate mass defect. Mass defect delta M is equal to Z times mass of proton plus A minus Z times mass of neutron minus actual mass of the nucleus. This is equal to 26 into mass of the proton 1.00783 AMU plus 56 minus 26 into mass of the neutron is 1.00876 AMU minus actual mass of the nucleus is 55.9349 AMU. You should calculate this so that you will be getting delta M, and this is in atomic mass unit. In order to calculate binding energy, we will be writing this delta M multiplied with the C square, which is AMU can be converted into 931.5 million electron volt divided by C square into C square. So whatever mass defect you are getting here, that you need to substitute here, and if you multiply that with 931.5 MeV, C square and C square gets cancelled. This gives you binding energy. I recommend you to calculate this. I'll give you the answer, of course, and you verify that. So if you calculate mass defect of the nucleus is 0.5287 AMU, and if you take this delta M and substitute here, multiply with 931.5 million electron volt, you will be getting nearly 492.55 million electron volt. This is the answer. Yeah. So in this problem, you are supposed to split oxygen 816 into 4 alpha particles. The mass of alpha particle is given as 4.002603 AMU, and that of oxygen, mass of oxygen is 15.994915 AMU. Now oxygen mass is given, alpha particle mass is given. You need to calculate, like, oxygen should be split into 4 alpha particles. Therefore, I can write binding energy of oxygen is equal to mass of 4 alpha particles minus actual mass of oxygen into 931.5 million electron volt. So if you are able to provide this much amount of energy, you can split that oxygen into 4 alpha particles, because the reaction can be written like this: oxygen 816 gives 4 times helium 24. 4 2s 8, atomic number 8 on both left hand side and right hand side of the reaction is balanced, and 16 is mass number, 4 4 16, that is balanced. Along with that, there will be some amount of heat produced over there, and this heat Q is equal to 4 times mass of alpha particle minus mass of oxygen multiplied with 931.5 MeV. This gives you the Q value, where Q is called energy produced in the process. Usually this is referred as Q value. Q value in the sense the energy will be released in the form of kinetic energy of the released particles, and sometimes it will be in the form of heat also. So substituting all the values here, binding energy will be equal to 4 times mass of alpha particle is 4 times 4.002603 AMU minus actual mass of the nucleus is 15.994915 AMU. This is in AMU, and multiplied with 931.5 million electron volt. So U can be converted into 931.5 MeV into C square. C square, however, gets cancelled. This gives you finally binding energy, that is 0.015497 multiplied with 931.5 million electron volt. So if you multiply these two, you will be getting binding energy as nearly 14.43 million electron volt. That means in order to split oxygen into 4 alpha particles, you are providing 14.43 million electron volt. So because oxygen is a stable element, it's not actually, it is not unstable, because its mass number is less than like we have discussed in the binding energy curve, the elements mass number, if it is like nearly mass number lower massiest nucleus, they are very stable. So in order, as it is a stable, in order to split it into 4 alpha particles, you need to provide 14.43 million electron volt, which is greater than the average binding energy of the nucleus, right? So this is Q value obtained. The next problem, calculate the binding energy per nucleon. You are supposed to calculate binding energy per nucleon. That means binding energy per nucleon you should calculate. Binding energy per nucleon of Ca2040, given mass of Ca2040 nucleus, mass of Ca is equal to 39.9625 AMU. Like up to 4 decimals it is sufficient. If you want, you can even take this other 2 decimals also. Usually up to 4 decimals it is sufficient. And mass of the proton is 1.007825 AMU, and mass of the neutron is also given 1.008665 AMU, and one atomic mass unit is 931.5 million electron volt. Now you should first find out binding energy and then divide it with mass number, so that you will be getting binding energy per nucleon. As we know, binding energy is equal to 20 times mass of proton is 1.007825 AMU plus 40 minus 20 into 1.008665 AMU minus mass of C8 is 39.962589 as a whole. AMU can be written it as 931.5 million electron volt. This gives you binding energy. Once calculating this binding energy, you need to divide. You are supposed to calculate binding energy per nucleon. So take this value, substitute by divide it with mass number 40. That gives you binding energy per nucleon of calcium. So if you calculate this, you will be getting nearly 0.367211 into 931.5 million electron volt. This is binding energy of the nucleus. Divide that with this 0.367211 into 931.5 divided by 40 million electron volt. So binding energy per nucleon value is 8.547 million electron volt. And this value is exactly valid with the values which we have discussed in the previous video. Binding energy curve we have discussed, right? So the average binding energy value, binding energy per nucleon value should be in between 7.9 to 8.2. So this is also valid. It is nearly 8.547 MeV, slightly less than the maximum binding energy value for iron. For iron it is 8.9. But we have got it here 8.547 because its mass number is slightly less than iron. It is 40 here. But for iron, mass number is 56. Here we have 40. So binding energy per nucleon will be slightly less than the maximum binding energy which is obtained for iron. This problem is quite different from the problems which we have discussed earlier. Here you are supposed to calculate kinetic energy of the alpha particle. You are supposed to find out kinetic energy of alpha particle in the decay process of Ra 88 226 into Rn 86 222. So Ra 88 226 is decayed into Rn 86 222 by the emission of one alpha particle. And alpha particle emitted its value, it is nearly 4.78 MeV. What is the okay, it's not kinetic energy asked. Kinetic energy of the alpha particle emitted is given as 4.78 million electron volt. You are supposed to find out Q value, right? Now as there is a nuclear disintegration reaction here, first you should write down nuclear disintegration reaction. And this nuclear disintegration reaction can be written as Ra 88 226 getting converted into Rn 86 222 plus helium 24 plus Q. Because see here 86 plus 2 88, atomic number is balanced, mass number is 226, and here it is 222 plus 4 226, mass number is also balanced. So whenever you are writing a nuclear reaction, take care that atomic number on the left hand side should be equal to atomic number on the right hand side of all the constituent split nucleus. Likewise mass number also. And Q value is the amount of energy released in this process. You can find out this Q value in different ways. Like of course we can use the general procedure which we have discussed earlier. You can write it as Q value equal to mass of Ra minus of mass of Rn plus mass of alpha particle. This is in atomic mass number, or you can write it as, you can multiply this with 931.5 MeV. If you calculate this, you will be getting Q value. That is one step. But here in this question, we are not being given mass of Ra and mass of Rn is not being provided. So therefore, in this case, what we do usually, in order to find out kinetic energy, because here Q is energy, this Ra is getting disintegrated into Rn by the emission of this alpha particle. So as we know, like a bullet fired from a gun, you can use law of conservation of momentum over there. Say you have a nucleus, this is Ra. This nucleus is split into two fragments. One is Rn and the other one is helium. This gets split into two fragments. This moves with some kinetic energy. This is Rn. This moves with some kinetic energy. This is kinetic energy of alpha. You can use law of conservation of momentum even. P initial should be equal to P final, and kinetic energy initial should be equal to kinetic energy final. You can either use law of conservation of momentum and law of conservation of kinetic energy, and you can find out the answer for Q value. So if you use this directly, you will be getting one relation which I recommend you to remember. It is kinetic energy of alpha particle is equal to A minus 4 divided by A into Q. From here you can write Q will be equal to A divided by A minus 4 into kinetic energy of alpha. Right? This is equation for Q value. A is mass number of the parent nuclei. A is mass number of the parent nuclei. So I can write Q is equal to mass number of the parent nuclei is 226. 226 divided by 226 minus 4 into kinetic energy of alpha particle, that is given as 4.78 MeV. This is Q value, and if you calculate it nearly, you will be getting it as 4.87 million electron volt. See, we have a nuclear reaction in this process, and this X is initially in rest. You do not know what is its mass number. In order to calculate its mass number, you will be using mass number on the right hand side should be equal to mass number on the left hand side concept. What is mass number on the right hand side? 228 plus 4. This gives you mass number A, which is equal to 232. Mass number A, we have got it. Next, you should calculate atomic number of this Y element. As we know, 92 should be equal to Z plus 2. This gives you Z is equal to 90. Sorry. Z is equal to 90. So atomic number and mass number of the nucleus has been calculated. Now you can write down the reaction here. X 92, A is 232 gives rise to Y. Y element is whose atomic number is 90, 228 plus helium 24. This is the nuclear reaction. And obviously there will be some kinetic energy released over here, like for this alpha particle will not be in the rest. It gains some kinetic energy. Along with that, Y element also gains some kinetic energy, and there will be some Q value over here. You can even write, you can include even Q also. You can use law of conservation of energy in this process, and of course it is been mentioned the alpha particle in this process is moving in a circular track of radius this. So whenever a particle is moving in the circular track, as we know, centripetal force, there will be a centripetal force and there will be a centrifugal force outward. Centripetal force is provided by magnetic force in this concept, because we are allowing this alpha particle to enter into magnetic field of this much value. So centripetal force is the magnetic force, and this is centrifugal force, which is mv square divided by r. Now I'll use this equation here. Mass of alpha, I'm using centrifugal force is equal to mv. Q is, we have relation F is equal to qvb. This is the formula which we learn in moving charges and magnetism. And qvb should be equal to mv square divided by r. This is the actual equation. We are now directly using alpha particle in the case of m. So mass of alpha particle into velocity of alpha particle whole square divided by radius of the alpha particle should be equal to charge of alpha particle into velocity of alpha particle into magnetic field B. From here, you can calculate velocity of the alpha particle as this, and this gets cancelled. It is QBR divided by mass of alpha. This is V alpha. From here, you should calculate velocity of the alpha particle. Velocity of alpha particle can be written as R, radius 1.1 into 10 power 2, magnetic field 3.0 into 10 power 3 Tesla, and charge of the alpha particle, it is 2 times charge of the proton, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 divided by mass of the alpha particle, it is given as 4.003 AMU, it is 1.67 into 10 power minus 27 kg. If you multiply this total, you will be getting velocity of alpha particle. First calculate that and tell me the answer. Yeah. So students, we have got equation for velocity of alpha particle, and its value is 4 into 10 power 6 meter per second. The basic equation, which is the nuclear reaction equation which we have, is this. You are supposed to calculate energy released. In order to find out energy released, see here, this is the product Y, and here we have product alpha. The total energy which is released in the process will be in the form of kinetic energy of this Y and kinetic energy of this helium, and along with that there will be some heat released in the process, and of course the heat released in the process will be slightly less than that of kinetic energy of those two products. So in order to find out energy released in this process, you should use this relation. Total energy released is equal to, like, energy released in the process is kinetic energy of the element Y plus kinetic energy of alpha particle. Now in order to find out this kinetic energy, you should find out velocity of this Y. So E will be equal to half, I can take it common, mass of Y, velocity of Y whole square plus mass of alpha, velocity of alpha whole square. If you multiply, like, mass of Y is already given in the problem. Y value, velocity of Y you do not know. Velocity of alpha we have calculated. Velocity of Y you should now find out. So in order to find out velocity of Y, we will be using law of conservation of momentum. Okay, now let me do that. Yeah. So in order to find out, like, velocity of Y is equal to how much, I should now find out velocity of Y. We have calculated velocity of alpha. So for that we can use law of conservation of linear momentum. Law of conservation of momentum, we can just write it as mass of alpha particle into velocity of alpha particle should be equal to mass of y into velocity of y. Since P initial is equal to 0, P final definitely will be equal to 0. P final will be equal to mass of alpha, velocity of alpha, plus mass of y, velocity of y, and that should be equal to 0. From this I am writing this equation. Substitute all the values here, you will be getting velocity of y, and that will be velocity of y is equal to mass of alpha 4.003 amu into velocity of alpha 4 into 10 power 6 divided by mass of y 228.03. amu in the numerator and denominator gets cancelled. This gives you velocity of y, which is equal to 7.0 into 10 power 4 meter per second. Velocity of y we have calculated, and now energy released E will be equal to half into mass of y, velocity of y whole square, mass of alpha, velocity of alpha whole square. If you substitute all the values and put it over here, you will be getting energy and this will be equal to nearly 230. Like if you substitute all the values here, you will be getting 0.34 million electron volt. This is the energy released in the process. So after this you should calculate Q value. Q will be equal to delta M into C square. So delta M, Q will be equal to delta M is mass of Y plus mass of alpha minus mass of X into C square, and this is giving you Q value, and Q if you calculate you will be getting it as 1828.2 million electron volt.